am outside of the criminal justice system. I am passionate about creating a more expansive and life-giving view of justice that centers on survivor voices and choices, rather than on a model that reduces justice to punishing a perpetrator for a crime. Of course, accountability for perpetrators is needed, but in a world where the vast majority of rapists and abusers will never spend a day in jail, we are creating our own justice by cultivating ways to thrive, awakening our deep resilience, and emerging as leaders. We don't have to wait for someone to be imprisoned in order to finally feel free. One definition of justice is the quality of being just. An exploration of the word just reveals a meaning that is powerfully relevant for survivors of abuse. One meaning is this: what is deserved? When we consider what is deserved after an incident of abuse, we often focus on what we believe the abuser deserves. But what about survivors? What do we deserve? In the aftermath of physical and emotional violence, how should our communities respond to us? As a survivor, I do not want to be reduced to someone else's criminal act. I want my creative power to be seen and acknowledged as more important and vital than what was forced on my body. Beautiful justice means I don't have to wait for a power outside myself to finally tell me I am worthy. Beautiful justice is the integration of inner healing and cultural healing, recovery of the individual, and the movement for social change. It can include a survivor's choice to press charges against a perpetrator in her own time for her own reasons, but it does not depend on this. Beautiful justice is a return to our innate wholeness. It is the remembrance of our power. It is the path of transforming pain into fierce wisdom, wisdom that can ultimately help heal our communities. Beautiful justice also includes our deeply intimate and personal definitions of what it means to live a beautiful life. I marry beauty with justice in my vision of recovery because beauty signals that we are moving beyond mere survival into abundance. When I consider the places and people that have been most nurturing for me, I see irresistible beauty, captivating art, the wild grace of nature, the luminosity of a soul devoted to a path of love. In a world where the criminal justice system often fails us, we still have the power to create our own justice. For instance, although approximately 1 in 6 women will be sexually assaulted, more than 90% of rapists will never spend a day in jail. And in the rare instance that the criminal justice system effectively convicts the perpetrator and protects a crime victim, justice is often incomplete because incarcerating an abuser does not set a survivor free from the impact of the trauma. If a young trafficked girl sees her trafficker sentenced to prison, yet she lives with a relentless sense of shame and wakes up feeling worthless, that is not justice. If she still feels compelled to tolerate abusive behavior from men in order to win their approval, that is not justice. If she feels the only way out of her pain is drug and alcohol abuse, that is not justice. If she feels her only value is her sexuality and the ways she can please men, that is not justice. It is not just because it is not what she deserves. She deserves